You're listening to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast, a place for inspiration, empowerment, and personal development, showcasing badass women from all over the world, giving tips on personal development, mindset, and healing. I'm your host, Olivia, transformational success coach for spiritual female entrepreneurs. Now let's dive into this episode. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast. Your host, Olivia here. And I'm just going to have a conversation with you about contentment and why I think that's going to be one of my major focuses for the next year of my life. So my birthday is coming up. I am turning 30. And, up until recently, I was super excited about aging because I thought, okay, this is the reason I was excited about aging. I thought I would be in a different place than I am when the time came. So my wants or my expectations were higher. Maybe I should, I focus more on the things that I want and I haven't achieved more than the things that I have achieved. I do suffer from nothing ever being good enough. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is just an honest, conversation. And it's what brought me to the point that I just need to work on my level of contentment, because at no point in my life will I ever stop wanting things if I don't start being content with the things that I do have. Now, contentment is different than complacency, because of course we always want to have, we always want to be constantly achieving, constantly pushing and doing more. But still being grateful for the things that we have. And this is just, one of those areas that I need to work on. So I'm going to share with you what I'm going to be doing starting out. Now, I might have to do this every season on just talk about my journey to contentment. I think I might do that. I'll do this every season to talk about where I've come along this journey, because for the year of 30, I think that's a great one for me to go after. So that and among other things as well. But it's definitely a soft skill, mindset, whatever you want to call it, that I really, really need to develop. So I'm first going to start by practicing more gratitude. Yeah, I practice gratitude, but not enough. I know that I could do more. So that's where I'm starting. And then I'm going to stop comparing myself to others and stop comparing myself to where I think I should be. That's a big one, where I think I should be. And that really comes from the high expectations I have for myself. I know a lot. I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably put a lot of pressure on yourself as well. So you find it really hard to be content with what you got when you always want more. But the other part of this, my journey of contentment, is accepting that my current reality is temporary, because it is. I'm not going to be here always. I'm not going to be able to have the flexibility in my life that I have now. I'm never going to have this type of flexibility in my life ever again. Maybe, but not for a long time. Not for at least another 20 something years. I will not have this type of flexibility. And I say that because of other circumstances, but that I will talk about later at a later date. At a later date, I will talk about those other circumstances. But just realizing that, just like last year, my problems then were temporary. They were different. They were definitely different than the ones that I'm thinking about now and facing now. So I want to know, is contentment something that you struggle with? Just being happy with what you have, um, being content, satisfied with what you got going on. I think that when I become more content, I can show up in a different way. I can I can have more of an abundance mindset. I think that's part of it, and this is honestly just an honest conversation that I'm having with you right now. This is not me like saying, "Oh, you should do this." No, that I'm right here with you, all right, on this journey. If this is something that you're struggling with as well. Mostly because I don't want to continue to want all my life for like, because we're always going to be missing something. And I feel like it really does suck the joy out of me when I'm constantly wanting something that I believe that I'm lacking when I'm not. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm working on. There's other things I'm working on too. Grace is another thing I'm working on, giving myself grace. So I was having a conversation with my coworker the other day, and I was just being upset with myself about not being where I want to be by the time I turn 30. And she said, at the beginning of this year, you said that this was a whole bunch of investment, that you were spending a lot of time investing in yourself. She said, and I'm so happy for her. She just recently got a restaurant, and she's been working at this for like 3 years. She has an investor that invested $30,000 into her to get this building. And I'm genuinely so happy for her. And it was what she said to me that really changed my perspective. And I really sat and I thought about it. Because she's like, it's going to be years before he sees his return on investment in me. She's like, you told yourself you were investing in yourself. And I think that, that goes to comparing to where other people are. And because I'm not going to lie, I see all of these like people that are turning 40 that I know are multimillionaires. I'm like, I got so far to go. And that's not all I want. It's not all about like being wealthy or anything like that. Like, but it's just one of the things that I do want to knock off my list, if I'm being completely honest with you. And you can think what you want to about that, but I don't want to struggle in this economy with what's going on in this world. I don't like that stress. That stress is not fun. Like, I like to live a certain lifestyle. And if I believe that I have the power to do that, then why should I limit myself because society wants to keep me small? That is my mindset on that. And if you think that me wanting to be a millionaire or multimillionaire is something big, I'm sorry, like inflation. Okay, that's not even that much money. Like, come on. Like, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but anyway, grace, because I'm not there yet. And there's other things in my life too, like weight and body image and all these other things that, you think you overcome, but then there's something else that just pops up in your life that makes you revisit these things. And I think we all go through like these cyclical cycles. And for me, with it being my birthday, and I love to do this. I love to see where I can improve. So definitely giving myself more grace. You can hear it in the conversation, in what I'm telling you right now, that I need to probably give myself more grace, understand that I'm investing in myself. I'm going to continually invest in myself. And it might be a while before I see my return, but that doesn't mean that the work's not been put in. And I have to constantly remind myself of that, as well as just being content with where I'm at in this current moment that is so temporary. So let me know if this is something you're interested in, like if you like this topic, if you've got more to add, if you think I'm a complete bitch or whatever, if you think that, I might be onto something. Yeah, just let me know. Anyway, with all of that being said, go out, and be a badass.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast. If you found any value in this, please consider sharing and subscribing. Now go out and be a badass.